Happy Mother's Day. I'm glad that we can come together in this fashion to wish you good wishes for all of you who wear that great honor of being a mother. I hope that your family can find a special way today to honor you, even though I'm sure it may be very different from what you have traditionally done. Today we have three women who wear the title mother who will help us in the next few minutes to celebrate this day appropriately. I hope you appreciate their work and their words and know that we are all wishing you a great joy today.
When I was maybe preteen, everybody had a 10-speed bicycle but me. I was still riding just a plain old kid's bicycle. And it was my birthday coming up, and I said, I need a 10-speed bicycle. You know, I'm entitled to that. And they seriously did not have the money. And we went and we shopped and we shopped and we shopped and could not find anything that made us both happy. But do you know, that day I came home with a 10-speed bicycle. And I have no idea what bill they didn't pay or whatever, but they wanted me to be happy.
I have a lot of fond memories of my mother. I think some of my fondest memories, though, are coming home from school and she would have cookies baked and just having good times talking with her. And one of the things I remember from my earliest childhood, she planned me a birthday party and she put balloons in all the trees. She had balloons strung from one tree to the other. And I was so excited about that. But somebody popped one of my balloons and I cried. But my mother just smoothed that over and made everything okay.
Well, I have wonderful memories of my mom just all around. It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I was very fortunate when I was little to have my mom be a stay-at-home mom with me. And then when I was able to start kindergarten, my mom actually worked at the school where I went to kindergarten. So being there and having my mom with me through all that time was just a wonderful, great time. And then another thing I think about is when I was in the struggle to start my own family, that wasn't easy for me. And my mom, as she had not walked the same road that I had walked, was always there for me. She might not know what to say or what to do because she had never been in my shoes, but she was there to encourage me, send me little notes, give me a hug, and just pray for me when I needed it. So I love my mom dearly, and she's still with me, and we do things all together. And it's nice to see her in the grandmother role now with my little guy, and I'm still learning from her how, to be a good mom and how to be the best that I can be to my little guy.
Happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there, and thank you so much for all that you ladies do and for how you take care of us, especially ladies like my wife, especially in this time. As we're dealing with such a different time and people now are homeschool moms and working through jobs and Zoom meetings and everything like that. And thank you so much just for the sacrifices and the way that you love us. We hope that you have a great and special day today.
Well, I had 3 little children almost at one time. 3 within 3 years. So it was exciting, fun, and hard work. But I think my greatest joy about this is that I watched them grow up enjoying each other. They have been, as teenagers, of course they had their disagreements and their spits and spats, but they went to the same college and were there at the same time, so they have mutual friends. And my joy is that they have become friends, not just siblings.
Well, for me, my greatest joy in being a mother so far has been the journey to become a mom. That was not always the easiest thing for me. And so I can speak from personal experience that the day my son was placed into my arms was the moment of pure joy and just the greatest answer to so many prayers. For those of you who don't know me and know our story, my husband and I waited to get married later in life, and I was in my early 30s and he was in his late 30s, and we wanted to start a family quickly, and that didn't happen, and we ended up waiting almost 6 years. And so when that little bundle of joy was placed into my arms, it was the greatest fulfillment of what the good Lord had spoken to me. He had spoken to me that we were going to bring home a little one, and it was just fulfilling that, and it was something tangible and a real life miracle. And then just the joy of seeing him grow and change. He just turned 3, and to see him grow and develop, it's just been amazing to watch. So just our journey and our story in general has been one of my life's greatest joys.
I can't think of a bad incident, really. I guess the good outweighs any bad there may have been, and I just had delightful children. They were delightful babies, and now they are delightful young women, and I call them my best friends. So when you're raising children, you don't know that you're going to raise up a best friend, but you can, and I'm blessed with 3 wonderful children.
Happy Mother's Day to all of our moms, our wives, our grandmothers, our aunts, our sisters, and all of the women in our lives who have showed us God's love, whether they have children or not. We wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to my mommy, Mima, Ma, and all the women that love me.
So if I told you everything had been rosy with being a mother, I would be dishonest. You know, my toddler throws temper tantrums just like the rest of them do. There's Legos all over my house, and those of you who have little boys know that those Legos on those Hot Wheels cars hurt when you walk on them barefooted. But most recently, the most challenging part has been working from home and serving both my students well at school and managing the needs of my household, as well as being a mom during this COVID-19 struggle. But you know what? The good Lord has my back, and the verse that I've been clinging to is Colossians 3:23 that says, whatever you do, you work with it with all of your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. So when my house is not perfectly clean or my toddler is throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of Target, it's okay. God's got my back, and I'm doing the best I can. And this too shall pass, and we're all going to be meeting here, hopefully in the house of the Lord again together really soon.
When you look back on raising children, you know that many times through your behavior, your choices, you modeled that family wasn't first, like with your job or just trying to get a meal on the table sometimes, you know. And I think if I have very few regrets, but one is sometimes I think my children would think work came first or housework came first, and that's absolutely not true. You just sort of get bogged down in the daily details sometimes and forget you're being a role model for other people.
Oh, my teenage years, of course. And I think the greatest challenge is trying to know who their friends are and to be sure that they're going in the right direction and not scrutinizing their friends, but being sure that they're okay.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of Emmon First Baptist Church. We appreciate each and every one of you.
To all mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.
Well, when you're a grandmother, you really don't have all the responsibility of seeing that these children are taken care of, but the joy of it is you can spend the best time with them and have all fun time, and then they can come and visit and go home.
You love your children, no doubt about it, with everything that you have, and you can't fathom there's anything different until you get grandchildren. And I do believe something physically even changes in your body because you feel in a whole different way, and it's every little thing makes you joyful and giddy, and there's just a lighthearted magicalness about everything the child does and what you hope for them for the future. And it really has taught me a whole nother dimension to love that I didn't even know was there till I had grandchildren. I imagine that's how God feels about us.
Happy Mother's Day. We'd like to pay special tribute to all the mothers today. Whether your mother is still alive or deceased, we want to honor them on this special day. Thank you.
Well, when I think about being a mom, I just think that, my little guy Sawyer is not going to remember how perfect I was, how clean the house was. But what he is going to remember is a mama who loves him and a mom who tries to live her life as a good example for him, and just, encouraging him and loving him and teaching him right from wrong. That moms, when you feel overwhelmed and struggle, just as a lot of us are right now during these times, just take it day by day, moment by moment, second by second if you have to. This is going to pass, and you're going to look back on this one day and you're going to think, oh my gosh, look how little my child was. There's such a treasure to have. Just try to enjoy each and every particular moment you have with your young ones. They grow so fast, and mine's only 3, but the time has gone by so quickly, I can't imagine.
I had a wonderful mother and the honor of wonderful children and grandchildren. But I also know that there are very important people in my life, women that have impacted me in my home, in my church, in the world at large. And so I would just say that the image of a godly, beautiful mother is oftentimes a godly, beautiful woman in general. There's so many aspects of motherhood that so many women have and share. And so I would say to humble yourself before God and let Him use all your attributes in all your relationships, whatever they happen to be. And a motherly outlook toward other people could certainly be one of those.